Hello, and welcome to Old Toy, New Joy, the show where I share with you my previously enjoyed toys I purchased from online sources, thrift stores, and collector shows that once belonged to someone else. Today we're going to be talking about some of my modern Star Wars action figures. So these figures are made between around 1995, and most of my figures maybe end in 2010. And while some of them are reissues of episodes 4, 5, and 6, a lot of them come from episodes 1, 2, 3, and also 7. This is not all of them, but these are some of my favorites. And Jilly Bean and I are going to pick a few, and we're going to talk more about them. The resource that Jilly Bean and I will be using today to identify the figures is the Star Wars Ultimate Action Figure Collection by Sansweet. This is an excellent book because it shows all the variations of the figures since they were first made. So, for example, if you're looking for a clone trooper, there are pages and pages of all the different action figures that were made for clone troopers since the very first movies. So, Jilly Bean, which figure did you choose first?
Yoda.
Okay, so we took a look at this Yoda. He's got a year printed on the bottom of his feet. It was very difficult to see, but Jilly Bean had the genius idea of using our magnifying glass. So we were able to identify the year 1999. We take a look at our trusty book here. And it's got all the Yodas since the very beginning. And there was nothing from 1999, but as you pointed out, this 2002 Attack of the Clones Yoda resembles him most closely. We do not have a lightsaber. I bought most of these figures from a thrift store in little baggies, as is. So we got a cane for some reason, no lightsaber, but this is definitely the same figure right here. Excellent detail on the face, and that's a huge difference between the modern figures and the original figures from the 70s and 80s. You notice that the detail was not quite there with the original figures. This is something they've been able to improve upon over the years. So, excellent choice, Jilly Bean. Excellent choice. So, the figure that I chose is this fella here. This is Savage Oppress. And he's from, well, let's take a look. See if we can find him in the book here. Not too many choices. There's an armored version, and here's the shirtless version. Yeah, so he's from the Clone Wars. I neglected to say that in the beginning, that some of my figures are from the Clone Wars animated series, which is a very cool cartoon version of Star Wars. And he made his first appearance in Season 3 of the Clone Wars. Brutal and complex character, and he's actually Darth Maul's brother. This sort of makes sense, because even though he's yellow and Darth Maul is red, they have the same sort of body paint. Very cool figure. Very intimidating character. You like him?
Yeah.
Okay, Jilly Bean, what do you got there? You know who
Jar
that is?
Jar.
Jar Jar, yes, Jar Jar Binks. Let's take a look in the book, because I know there's a few variations of Jar Jar Binks over the years. We identified the date stamp on the bottom of his foot as 1999. And can I take a look for a second? Thank you very much. Let's see. Yeah, that's a match. Very good. So this Jar Jar Binks is from The Phantom Menace. Yes, episode 1. Cinema scene. Let's see what that means. Jar Jar's stomach gets the better of him in the scene that inspired this figure. He tries to grab a frog-like creature before ending up in a confrontation with the arrogant pod racer Sabuba. Packed in the box with Jar Jar, Sabuba, and young Anakin Skywalker. So this came with a set of 3 figures from the scene from Phantom Menace that we're talking about. Again, I got him from a thrift store for a couple bucks. Very cool. One look at him. One more look. good detail. So I actually chose two figures here to talk about. These are Jawas. And as you can see, their eyes light up. And that's not battery operated or anything. When light shines into the little panels in their heads there, it comes out their eyes. It's a pretty cool effect. And there are many Jawas in this book, as you can see. But I've identified them as Jawas 1 and 2 with glowing eyes. To deal with the price-value question compared to larger figures, Hasbro started packing two Jawas together. In order to make them, the Jawa's eyes glow, a semi-transparent piece of plastic on the hood lets light shine through. Exactly. Very cool. And I got those at a thrift store. Nice. Okay, Jelly Bean, what do we got here?
We got these two.
Alright, so as you pointed out, these two are the same character. So two different figures for the same character. This is Jedi Master Kit Fisto. We have a darker green and sort of a yellowy version. So let's take a look at our book here. So the darker green one, this guy here, is Kit Fisto from 2002's Attack of the Clones. And the lighter colored one where is he? Nope. There he is. 2005's Revenge of the Sith. Very cool. Now, as with many of the figures, this one snaps back. It's supposed to be holding a lightsaber, and you can twist his torso, and then he snaps back. This one doesn't work so well. But none of these really come with their lightsabers when I get them from thrift stores. It's very rare that you have that. Here's a better example of that twisting action technology with this Han Solo. So this next figure is Oola and Salacious Crumb, still in the box. And I spent a few years trying to track this down. It was, every once in a while I would see it on eBay and I would sort of and haw about purchasing it. And then one day at a collector's show, I saw it. And I think it was around $20, and I just had to have it. So I bought it, much to the chagrin of Jelly Bean. I've kept it in the box, but as you can see, there's Oola and Salacious Crumb. And let's take a look in the book. There really isn't much in the way of Oolas. There's one here, 2010 Return of the Jedi. And then here's the one we want. Oola with Salacious Crumb, 1998. Return of the Jedi, it's a Power of the Force Series 2 exclusive. The vintage line had only one female character, Princess Leia, in various costumes. That began to change with the new Hasbro line. The green dancing girl Oola from Jabba's palace was a figure long sought by fans. Most of the ill-fated dancer's fishnet-like costume is sculpted and painted as part of the figure, but real cloth is used where it billows from the knees down. The figure was an official fan club exclusive. Yes, that's right. So she's got a pretty cool outfit there. And Salacious Crumb, you asked if that was Oola's pet. That's not Oola's pet. That's Jabba the Hutt's pet.
Then why is it with her?
Because they're both from the same scene. Excellent question, by the way. Okay, so what do you got here, Jelly Bean?
We got this.
Yeah, so this is Jabba the Hutt, and this is the Black Series. An interesting thing about this, I actually bought this at Toys R Us. I remember all of us were, you don't probably remember, it was a few years ago, but we were shopping around, just looking around at Toys R Us. Of course, I headed straight for the Star Wars section, and I saw this guy. And I'm trying to remember, but I think the year was 2016, and I saw this guy on the shelf. And I noticed that it does not have a Disney label on it. It's got a Lucas label on it. This was from 2013, sorry. And it had just been sitting on the shelf. It was discounted. It's a little banged up. It was dusty just like this. And so it had been sitting there for a good 3 years and they couldn't get rid of it. So I was like, I'll take it. So I bought it for a really good price. And I've kept him in here. I think there was also a much larger Black Series version with the Rancor. Like it's a huge box, but this is just Jabba. But I like it, and yeah, I'm keeping him in the box as long as I can. Lastly, I wanted to talk about this funny looking guy here. This is Ben Quineros. He's one of the pod racer pilots from Phantom Menace. And he is a tricky figure to stand up because his head is so big and the rest of his body is so small. And to me, he always reminded me of those stick bugs we saw when we went to the bug museum in Victoria. Pretty funny looking figure. See if we can find him in the book here. I think there was only one Ben Quineros figure made. And he originally came with the pit droid. It says here I do not have the pit droid. And I also do not have the weapon. Let's see what it says here. Probably the silliest looking of all the pod racer pilots, Hasbro has done an excellent sculpting and painting job of Ben to match the digital creation. Ben, as we're sure you know, is a timid toon from the planet Tund. And yeah, I think it looks just like the character from the movie. They did a really good job. I don't remember him having such an evil smile, but here he's got a weapon, so I guess there's a little bit of a sinister side to him. So, we hope you liked today's episode, and if you did like the video, please like the video. So, this is your Toy Whisperer saying goodbye, and Jilly Bean.
Goodbye.